So here we go. Look at it today. So this is a pretty big day because, finally we got everything all tacked up on there and got everything figured out, our angles, everything clears, everything works. So now we just got to get on this thing and take it all back apart, every piece, get all this crap back off here, get brakes off of here, get sway bar off of it, end links, link arms, bushings, just everything. We got to bust this thing all the way back down to nothing and get our axle put back on our little skateboard, get that thing out from under here. That way we can get it out, clean it up, and start running the miles of welds that I've got to get done to kind of wrap this axle up and get her ready to paint. And then basically got to do the same thing on the frame, all the brackets, everything we did on there. Got to go over, got to clean everything up, make sure it's ready to go, and just weld my butt off, to get this thing kind of wrapped up and moving on to the next stage. So we'll cue the music up and let you see the rest of this teardown. All right, so everything tore down. Now you see what time it is. This is, kind of one of my favorite things to do. I love to weld. There's a lot of things in life that I just ain't real great at, but I can burn some damn steel, no doubt about it. Right there, you saw me going over and preheating that AR500 that C notch is made out of. I did it on the other side. I just didn't get the camera turned on in time for you to see that. But going to be a whole lot of, little small things that I do. Like right here, you just see me putting spacers and stuff in that shock mount. I do that so that when I weld it, that metal tightens up. It won't tighten up so much it doesn't fit anymore. I take and I measure everything. That's what I'm doing right there. I measure it that way. It's just a little bit bigger than the shock. That way the shock will still slide in there real nice even after it's all welded, because it kind of locks up at that larger size. But got a whole lot of little things like that to do throughout this process. And we're going to get in here and get after it. And I'll grab music for you. Now, for those of y'all that have been watching a while, you know how much I absolutely hate grinding. But one thing I also hate is when people don't at least just clean up their spatter a little bit and just leave a project looking sloppy. I can't do that. So you see, I take my little belt sander right here and kind of go over, and I'm just basically knocking the spatter off of everything in there inside that bag mount area. That way it'll look nice and clean once it's painted. The welds came out really nice. It just had a bunch of little spatter and stuff everywhere, and just little grind marks and stuff, just to kind of clean it up, pretty it up just a touch, because that's going to be really visible once the truck's all put back together. And that's pretty much, all I do throughout the whole thing really is just kind of go through and just clean a little bit of stuff up here and there. I'm not one of them that feels the need to just absolutely grind the whole weld off and slick it all out. I don't know. That's just never really been my thing. And at this point, it ain't going to be either. So back to more welding and cleaning up.
All right, well, here's our finished product for today. Went ahead and got that all kind of wiped off and blown off, and blew a little coat of etch on it. And as you can see, I don't go crazy grinding it. I just went in there and knocked off the weld spatter and all that type, just really just kind of clean it up. That way whenever I get ready to coat it, I can just hit it up, run with it. Now right now I'm going to do the same thing to this. Now you see that I did grind right here and the other side right there a little bit more than the other stuff, just because I didn't want to take a chance on the bag getting in contact with a weld and messing it up anywhere in there. But there it is, all burned in. I am really happy with how it turned out. Should be hella strong, so I'm super happy with it. Now I'm going to blow a coat of etch on it right quick, and then I'm done for the night. So we'll come back tomorrow or in a week and weld the other side up.
All right, so here we go. Link arm time. Got to preheat this bung, get it nice and hot. That way, as soon as I weld, I don't have enough weld on this thing to not have good penetration as soon as I get rolling. So I like to go ahead and get them good and hot before I start. That way, once I go, I can just run right on through it. So only going to show you one of these because, once you've pretty much seen the whole thing. So I'm just going to try to slowly roll it by hand the whole way through. That way I get as smooth and continuous of a weld as I possibly can here.
So here we go. Other side is welded up good, and you'll notice that I did go ahead and put the holes in it. I just kind of went ahead and knocked those holes in there off camera. That's where the air fittings come in for the bag. Now, I probably did that about the worst way that I could have possibly done it. I kind of just got lazy and shot it with a plasma cutter, and the holes are not super symmetrical or anything like that, but they're in there and it'll work, and it's all still strong. So I got the axle right over there. We're going to get to that, but it's about midweek right now, and once I start welding on that, once I get that thing good and hot, I got to get it all welded while it's hot. So I got to wait till a weekend day where I can really dedicate time to getting on that. So for now, I'm going to turn my attention to this cross member right here. Now, in my mind, I had kind of thought that I might maybe make some other plates that come along and weld up onto it here and then come down and attach to the inside of the frame rail, just to kind of give it some more extra strength. But, I mean, as you can see, it wraps all the way around in there, and it's butted right against the frame rail anyhow. So really, by the time I weld this thing inside and out, on the top, under the bottom, down there, inside the frame rail, I mean, that's quarter wall material. That is not going anywhere. I don't see it going anywhere. I'll have a good 4 inches of vertical weld from here all the way down on the inside. It's tied into that frame rail. Super, super good, you know, top and bottom. So I think that'll be all right. So I think right now we're going to go ahead and just focus on trying to get that guy welded up and get a little... Let's see, we got to get it welded up, and then you know the deal. We'll get some cardboard, and we'll make us some templates to fit those holes, and we'll cap that off, and we'll burn all that in real good too. So, man, let's get some metal hot. Let's start doing some welding. So, obviously I didn't make y'all just watch me climb around this frame and everything so I could get this whole deal welded in, but I did. You know, we welded the insides, went ahead, welded the outside, welded inside the frame rail and everything. It all burned in really nice. Got everything good and hot, lots of penetration. So, now we got to make our little templates for this. Y'all know the drill. We'll cut out some cardboard, and bam! We got this little guy right here. Now, basically what I did was I just kind of set it up here, and I go right to the center of the piece of metal. That way, when I weld it, you know, I can burn halfway. I got half the metal exposed on each side, and I can burn all the way into it. I went ahead and made my little bend here. It's going to extend all the way down and tie into the frame. There's one more spot to tie to it. So now we just got to jump up here, hack this out of some 1/4 inch steel right quick, and then got to figure out what angle of bend this needs to be. I don't remember what it is because I cut that a long time ago. So we'll figure out what degree of bend that needs to be. Throw it in the press over here, and we'll bend it, and stick them up here, and burn them in. So I'm gonna hit y'all with a quick time lapse, and we'll get these made. Alright, well, we got this dude ready to sit up on here. It fits nicely. Got both of them bent and ready to go, so we're gonna sit them up here, kind of give you an idea of how this guy fits. If you didn't understand my incredibly rudimentary explanation, sits on there just like that. I'm gonna burn this dude in here. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of tack it in place. Alright. So, there you see how it fits. Now we just got to burn this one in, and we'll jump over there and burn the other one in. And then, actually, believe it or not, once we get these all welded in place, the frame is done. Like, that realization just hit me a little while ago, and that is, man, that's something. Like, that's pretty fantastic. I am more excited about that than I can even tell you, to be honest with you. Now, I am kind of thinking about maybe welding up a couple of these holes. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, Ford was okay with them being there, so I don't know why I should care. It's just more welding and grinding, puts more heat into the frame. I don't see it would really help. I'm gonna leave it. Yeah, we're just gonna leave it. So let's burn this in. Let's wrap this frame up. All right, so I didn't bother making you watch me weld the whole thing up. I didn't feel like moving the camera, no way. But you see what it looks like. The other side looks the same. So like I said, from here, the frame is pretty much done. So y'all know me, I don't put too much into grinding. I just, if I need to, I'll knock the spatter off and, you know, knock a nugget off if I need to. But I'm not gonna go crazy with grinding it. It doesn't need it anyway. So basically I'll go around, kind of clean it up, knock the spatter off of it. Like I said, knock nuggets off of it. Then it'll be time to see what needs to get tore down off of this thing. I'm gonna look at maybe pulling the fuel tank out of it and that cover support, I don't know, I can't, shield, that's the word I'm looking for. The shield that's under it, I may pull that off and clean and paint both of those things. That way then I've got more access to the entire frame to go ahead and just clean it all up real good and get ready to paint it with all that stuff off of it so I don't get paint all over it. That'll be good too. So next up, we got to, we just got to tear down that back stuff off the frame and start getting it ready for paint. So I'm gonna knock these nuggets off of this and knock this spatter off, and then we'll come back and tear this dude down.